Hey there, folks. So last episode we finished off with this little chunk of code here, which was basically saying we're going to grab the inventory item, we're going to treat it as a equippable item base, and we're going to pass that through to the owning component, or sorry, the well, technically the owning character, not the owning component. So the owner, if we go to definition of that, you can see that's a TF character. And then we're going to just pass through the slot in the character mesh. So there is some more code work we need to do there. However, what I want to do right now actually is just quickly do those world pickup mesh, because we don't have something for these. So, item blueprints dev, is that what we got it as? Yeah. So, world pickup. And what's a derived class? That's pickup actor base, right? Yeah. So, pickup actor base, and this is BP mouse mask 01 pickup. So I'm going to open that guy up, and because this is just a data object more so, we have no code or anything we're worried about. I'm just going to close that and reopen it, so we get this default setup here. And let's just grab this information quick. I'm actually just going to move the content browser out of the way and bring this back. And then try to maximize the content browser again. Okay, so our world mesh is the mouse. Physics time, I'm going to say is 1. Inventory item, mouse mask 01. Item count 1, interaction text is going to be pick up. Compile and save that. Okay, I'm going to just pull that up as a focus in the content browser. I'm going to put this in the corner over here. Oh, jump. Shadows, let's go to unlit. Those tree shadows are causing problems, so. And as you can see, because we created the static mesh, it's way up in the air. But sorry, because we created that based off the, yes, I know, the deer issue. And there's no collision primitives. Oh, there it is. So it fell down to the ground. But because, oh, there we go. Pick up. And you can see it's added in there, and we have our equip, but that's not going to do anything. So we'll click that. It doesn't do anything because nothing's getting passed back to the inventory. So now we've done that, though. That actually reminded me there's one other thing I wanted to do to the UI. We have this here. We needed to go through and, oh no, we haven't finished that code, that's why. So with that, we're going to close out of the editor, save that selected item. I still need to go through and fix that deer issue, so I might do that in the next episode because it's starting to get frustrating. But so on here, we're also going to want to do as equipped item. E-item base. And actually move this back up here. That was me doing some testing. U property. Sorry, I just had to look at my notes there for a second. Bool B is equipped equals false. And then we're just going to add a U function, blueprint callable, typing too fast here. Void set is equipped, const bool reference be equipped. And I'm just going to do this in the header for now. B is equipped equals B equipped. Now the whole purpose of this is just so that that information is stored here. Because what we want to do is fix this. Right now, oh no, sorry, that's equippable. Trying to think where I was going with that. Oh, yes. So in here, where I was wanting to go with that was this one here. Const, and this is for save game. Const bool B is equipped. I might have to change that because isn't that, yeah, B, I'm going to change that to a lowercase I. B is equipped equals B is equipped. And then we can go back to our, I got way too many items open here. Let me close some of these. That's the one we want. So just to explain, again, this is for save game purposes because we're going to want to set this up so that it's saved as part of the inventory. But now that we've got that anyways, go back to our inventory. We want to go set IntelliSense is being a pain in my butt. Let's wait for that to fix. There we go. As equip item set is equipped be equipped. And that's the reason why we wanted to have that not Boolean as we're calling this function. So what I'm going to do though, just because I'm personally not 100% this code is going to work, I'm going to put a breakpoint there. We're going to launch into the editor, and this is going to take a little bit to build, so I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back once we're back in the editor. Okay, so we're back in the editor, and let's see if this is going to work for us now. So I'm going to hit play. Yes, the issue with the deer. Go pick up her hat. Pick up inventory, and then click equip. Okay, oh, we haven't set up the UI for that yet. So in our inventory widget, we want to check in here just quickly. We are calling equip item at index. So we go into our UI. We need to go into our equip item at index. Actually, we'll use, yeah, so our reference to our inventory. Equip item at index. And we'll pass through this information. And actually, doesn't matter on that return, so we'll clear that up. And we'll do the same thing. Refresh inventory widgets, and that should change the text for us, is the whole purpose for calling that. So do a quick compile, move this out of the way, and hit play again. Come on. Why are you not wanting to let me pick you up now? There we go. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Owner is valid. Index is 0. Inventory content is just the 1. Okay, so now let's see. This is one of the things I'm not sure if it was going to work. It did. Okay. And then we're going to continue, and we should see our shadow now has the mouse ears on it. Now if we hit unequip, well, here we go. We're now just putting the hat back on. So we need to fix that. And then obviously, as you just seen there, we dropped it and we still have the hat on. That's something else we're going to need to work on. But what we need to do now is here in the code, we need to deal with this. Well, it's easy enough. We're going to do that right there. So going to close out of the editor and going to quickly do a rebuild, and this should be fairly quick because we just changed a small line of code there. I got my keys in my pocket, they're stabbing me. I say this is going to be a quick build, but apparently not. So I'm going to pause the recording and I will be back as soon as we are back in the editor, or there's a build error, depending. Oh, I say that and it looks like it's moving forward, so we'll keep going then. So as I mentioned there, we do have this issue of, well, we were equipped. So we need to, and we dropped it. So the build works, so I'll launch in. So we had the item equipped and then we dropped it. So we also need to take into account for that. And that's going to be a case of we're going to need to modify our drop stack logic, or drop item at. And that is here. I'm just making sure we don't have any other drops. It's just the one, right? Drop stack at index. Yep. So once we make sure this part works for equipping and unequipping, we will then be doing some additional checks in here and a few other things. So not worried about building the nav mesh. So when this works, we'll hop in. Yeah. Oh, back into the game. Run over. Being laggy. Okay, run over. You can see we're wearing our hat. I'm going to turn that off actually, but okay, give me pick up. Can you let me pick you up? I think it's that tree might have been causing some problems there. I'm not sure. Come on, let me pick you up. I think it might be the fact that there's no collision on that mesh. So let's sort that out quickly. Mesh, item world, mesh, SM mouse. So this is something that's fairly easy to do. Just open the mesh up, go and search collision. And down here, where is it? Collision complexity, project default. You want use complex as simple. And in your collisions, no, where is it? Show complex collision. And you can see that's going to be the collision mesh. So we're going to save that and see if that fixes our problem. Now, that's something to consider between complex and simple collision. Is complex collision makes things a little more resource intensive when doing collision testing. So, okay, so we picked that up. We'll hit I, we'll hit equip. Okay, so it is true. So when it comes down here, it should be getting character mesh. Continue. We've got the mouse ears on and our shadow. Hit unequipped. This is false, so this should now be a null pointer, which means the mouse ears are now gone. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this breakpoint so we can bounce back and forth easily in the editor. And you can see it's going on, coming off, on, off. Now, as I mentioned, it's on, and we hit drop. Well, it's well, we're still in inventory. Actually, I got to add something there. We're still wearing it, and we can actually just see it. And it is also up in the air. So Pick that up. It was saved as equipped. Drop, still up in the air. So that's the next thing. Oh, what are these errors? Simulate physics, precision level mouse mask, world mesh. Put it as a complex as simple collision. Oh, so that's an issue. We can't have complex. So let us take a look. So we have no simple collision, but we do have complex. So let's get rid of complex, and then we're going to fix that. So let us generate a basic collision there. So okay, well, we're going to do a quickly test to make sure that lets us pick it up. And there you go. You can see it sitting on the floor. You can pick it up, drop it, and it still got our inventory open. And there it is on the floor. Okay, so that is working now. All right, so now, as I mentioned, the next thing we need to do is we need to address dropping it. So we can do that in here, and it's going to be part of this logic. So if we need get default object, no, we want to check what is that. Oh, my brain just went. I just covered this. Oh, it's not here. It's only if it's a B is usable. That is a protected. It's stack weight. Oh, I know what we can do here. We can add in another U function. Virtual bool. Can I not spell virtual right? You going to fix that? Well, it's spelled right. Is equippable. Const return false, because on here we don't want a normal item to do that, but we're going to grab this, we're going to throw it into our equipment item base, const override return true. Okay, so now in our inventory component we can go is equippable. So what we're doing here, just to explain, we have gone through and we've added basically a quick check to say, okay, if this is an equippable item, we need to do a couple other things. So we've got that. We're going to now grab this if condition here, because the whole purpose of this is to save us having to do a cast if we don't need to. On its own, this will create a cast which does have some processing component to it, so it's going to be a little resource intensive. You'll hear a lot of people say, oh, use interfaces. Interfaces are good for certain things. Don't get me wrong, if you can avoid a cast by using an interface, that's great. However, because we're working with a data object, not a physical, like in-game object per se, we don't want to worry about a cast. So basically what we're doing though is we're doing this quick check here to say, okay, is this something we're going to want to cast to an object or cast? If we don't need a cast, we're going to skip it. In this case, if it is equippable, we're going to come into here, and then it's going to be if as equip item is equipped. No, we didn't add that information in there. So we need to add that. We have U function, blueprint callable, and this is going to also be blueprint pure. Blueprint pure. Bool is equipped. Const. And return B is equipped. Alright, so now we've got that. It's going to be if is equipped. We need to remove it. So we're just going to do what we've got here. I'm going to grab this. We're going to just pass in a null pointer because we're saying that we're removing it. We don't care. And then we want to set this as false, because you have to remember this information is carried over into the world pickup actor, like that, this one right here. All of this information is going to get carried over and stored with the pickup, and then that's why when we picked up the hat in our inventory it said unequipped. So now that we've done that, again, we're going to do another quick build here. And if this is all set up and working, then that's actually where I'm going to end the episode off, because the next step is going to be, I actually don't know what the next step's going to be, because that gets the basics of the equipment system set up. Obviously, as I mentioned, the UI component for it is, well, it's nasty looking. I'm going to go through and do some very, very basic UI work. Just because, as you noticed in this video, I kept forgetting that I was actually still in my inventory. So, but, okay, so we're in the editor here. I'm going to hit play. Yes. Okay, and head back over. We'll pick up our hat, open our inventory, we're going to equip it, and we're going to drop it. And there you go, you can see, once we get out of our inventory, just from our shadow, and that's the other reason the control rig's messed up. You can see just from our shadow that everything is working a lot better. So, and on that note then, folks, this is a slightly shorter episode, but this is basically finishing up the current state of the general equipment system. I'm not sure exactly what the next episode is going to be covering just yet. There is a few things that I want to try and get done in the next portions, just so we can get to what would be considered a state of, and now I don't use this as in like early access or anything like that, because honestly this isn't a state where the game's even remotely ready to go to the public. This is something where you would start doing some internal testing, but I know I want to finish off obviously the weapon system, because I want to be able to, well, start off the weapon system, because I want to be able to sort of like start, apparently the deers aren't afraid of me, attacking and being attacked. Need to tweak the animals a little bit. I want to go through, and I haven't for quite some time, finish working on buildings, because there's a lot to do there. Obviously there's some shader issues here. Non-nanite marking job queue overflow. Performance may be affected. This occurs when non-nanite mesh cover a large area of the shadow map. Okay, so it's something else I want to go through and try to get things set up for nanite. I think part of that is because we also have our time of day changing here slowly. So, but with it, there is still quite a few things I want to do. As I mentioned, I need to get the equipment system finished up so that weapons are available to the character. I want to get it set up that the equipment, like clothing and stuff, has an effect on the character, helps with your temperature regulation, things like that. Need to do another pass at the AI, because right now the wolf just attacked the deer on site. Well, I don't want that. I want it to be the wolf attacks the deer on site if they're hungry. The wolf attacks the player on site if they're hungry. So on and so forth. So there's going to be some further expansion on the AI logic there, obviously, to account for that. And like I said, I want to try and get some buildings finished off, and then I want to, because I haven't done it for a while yet, while now, I want to do some more work on the map to try and get something in place that could be considered a very early stage tech demo. And I don't even like calling it that, because it's not even an early stage tech demo. It's just putting all the pieces together and see if you're starting to get the shape you want. So anyways, folks, with that, I'm going to end things here. As I said, I'm not sure what the next episode is going to be, but as always, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, or hop over onto the Discord. I try to answer things there as well, both comments and in the Discord, as quickly as I can. But again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.